This is a HeadGum podcast.
It's Monday, December 21st. The holidays are upon us, and it's time to look sexy, right? Yuletide and Christmas Eve.
Oh my God, you turned me off.
Let's talk about underwear, folks. It needs to be comfy and snug in all the right places. You need to look good. You need to feel good.
You need to be good.
That's right. You're going to be seeing people that you maybe haven't seen in a little bit. The holidays is all about reconnecting, rekindling, retouching people all over again for the first time. And can we recommend you feeling your best and looking your best and your Sunday's best? And that is courtesy of MeUndies.com.
MeUndies. I am looking forward to packing up my suitcase with a nice couple pair of MeUndies.
MeUndies.
They travel well.
They travel well, they look well, they feel well, and if you've never tried it out, highly recommend you get yourself a gift, or somebody you know and love a gift.
Truth.
Of stylish and affordable, comfortable underwear. Because it's not made out of, cotton or silk. It's all about that modal, the micro-modal fabric, which maybe doesn't sound sexy, but once you feel it, you'll never go back to your regular underwear again. Fancy underwear is kind of a cool gift because it's like something you wouldn't necessarily want to buy yourself. But if you or your loved one is practical and, at the very least, they're going to wear underwear.
Yeah, it used to be sort of lame to get underwear, but not MeUndies. MeUndies underwear is like kind of dope as a gift.
And now, if you want a little extra sauce this holiday season, if you want to save some money on the gifts that you have to give people, go to MeUndies.com/Jake.
Thank you.
Or MeUndies.com/Amir to get 20% off your first order. Plus, all orders in the U.S. and Canada ship for free.
That's what's up.
I recommend buying the first pair full price. That way you see it, you love it, and then you're like, all right, now let's fucking re-up. And that's when the 20% starts adding up.
Exactly.
And if you order soon, the MeUndies will arrive for Christmas. How about that for a stocking stuffer?
There's
stockings.
Barely time.
They have socks. Yeah, stockings in a stocking. Thank you to MeUndies for sponsoring this episode and so many other episodes. And thanks to you guys for supporting our sponsors. Just checking them out does us a huge, huge favor, a huge solid, a huge attaboy.
A real attaboy.
We do appreciate it. So thank you once again. MeUndies.com/Jake or /Amir for 20% off your first order.
Use /Jake though.
All right, let's get started. This episode was a little therapeutic. It did actually get real.
It got real.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Let's get started. Things got real. Bye.
Tell me, do you think it'd be alright if I could just have your advice? You see, I'm in a sticky situation and I've got nowhere else to go. And while I'm sitting here confused, your observations are sometimes crude. But I got myself here in the first place, and now I'm laughing with you. I will download your podcast show and trust my real name won't be known. Real emails, real advice, when things get real. If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, show@gmail.com.
Best intro song ever?
It's actually based on a real song?
Really? It's based on one of my favorite songs.
Hey Jealousy
Love it.
by the Gin Blossoms.
Yeah, dude. If we could get one more, I'd really like it. What's the other Gin Blossom song?
I don't know.
Whispers at the bus stop.
Oh, yeah.
I found out about you. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you do that one too, dude? Who is this guy?
This guy's name is, I don't know, it just came from somebody named Stop the Rock, and he says, you and your listeners can feel free to add me on Steam.
Of course.
And his name is I Filthy Casual on Steam.
What is Steam?
I think it's a video game thing.
All right.
Steam.
Dude, can you do it? Oh, I love this. I love this song so much.
I didn't know the Gin Blossoms were so good that they had two good songs.
They have three. There's that other one too. Anywhere you go.
Oh, damn.
I'll follow you down. Yeah,
Jeez.
they're great.
Yeah.
Great band.
All our pilot wasn't picked up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me like that? It just dropped the news. Not even a build-up. Not even like, hey, you guys, so we found out about the pilot.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Your parents are dead.
We had to tear the Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's true.
Where do we start? So
What is this? It's an advice show. Just glossing right over it.
What do we? Well, first of all, we should say that we're not joking.
Yeah, no, that's true. Our pilot was not picked up by True TV. They decided not to pick up the pilot that we made.
Yeah, we shot it in August, and I guess just to backtrack a little bit, you write a script. They say, "Great, shoot it." They said True TV told us to shoot it. We shot it. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
We edited it. Took a month to put it together. We made an episode that we were very proud of, that we thought looked great.
Yep.
And then for reasons, I guess it's a TV. TV is a business.
Sure.
And they thought they wouldn't make money on our TV show.
Well, who's to say, what goes into the decision? That's left to us to wonder forever.
Sure, it's one, their opinion on the show, two, how focus group testing does. They show it to random people and gauge their results.
Maybe who knows what's going on inside the offices of True TV, like what their budgetary constraints are and what kind of shows they're looking for, and what's happening in the marketplace of every other network, and a million things. But all that we could say is fuck them.
No, whoa.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, how did you feel when you first? Here's the thing: we found out 2 months ago, but we weren't supposed to tell anybody.
I think the worst part was probably just like talking to people, like fans, over the last 2 months, and be like, "When are we going to hear about the TV show?" We're like doing interviews with like random student newspapers. And, like, what about the TV show? I'm like, hey, fingers are crossed. Like the entire time, I knew that we were.
Yeah, and they're like, "Duh, it's definitely going to happen." I'm like, "Yeah, it's definitely going to happen."
Yeah. And like all the questions about the pilot, like, "Yeah, it was the best experience of my life." Meanwhile, I knew that it was not moving forward.
It felt so like we were all so optimistic and positive when we shot it, and then we put it together and then showed it to some people, and everyone was like, so I didn't even have a space in my brain for the fact that it wouldn't get picked up.
Yeah, I do. I just remember being on set, like everybody, like the hair and makeup people, the gaffers, everyone was like, we just have such a good feeling about the show.
Yeah.
Like, please, like you guys are definitely going to get picked up.
Yeah.
Bring me back. Like this is the team. This is it felt like summer camp. We just, I mean, like even our showrunners were like, it never goes this smoothly. It's never this much fun. It was like everybody's favorite experience on a set, and it was our first time, and so it's like a dream come true.
Not to mention the cast, we were just getting very close with like the other people in the show.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Fox is on the set of our pilot. I had my 30th birthday that week.
Right.
It's like everything was just like going like. This is going so great. It was lovely. Yeah. Alan Havey, who was on Mad Men, Betsy Sidaro, super funny. Just like an incredible cast of people.
It's funny. I thought I was over it. Now we're just talking about it. I'm getting sad again.
Yeah. No, it's really sad.
And then I equate it to like just sprinting and having fun, like jogging, having a great time. And then when we found out that they were like, no, I was like, I hit a wall and you didn't see it. Right. Like I hit a pole. And I was like,
yeah, it was almost like going on. I feel like it felt like going on vacation or something, and being like, that was amazing. Like now we just take some time off, and hey, we're all going to be back here again. We'll like do this with each other, and then instead of like going on a second vacation, they're like, all your friends are dead.
What are you talking about? They're dead.
They're had so much fun together.
Yeah,
everyone liked it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great, and we have all these fans that would love to watch it. Why don't you want to put it on?
Yeah, that's almost like the second layer of sadness, which is this is such a depressing beginning of the podcast. Where like I was sad for myself when we found out, because it was like such a fun experience and I wanted to keep on writing it, but like to disappoint all of our fans and be like, this now Jake and Amir is actually over.
Right.
There's no more Jake and Amir ever.
That's correct. The end of that chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And
because ending it for College Humor was bittersweet, but we were like, well, we saw the pilot, so these characters are not gone.
There's a glimmer of hope.
Right.
And now that
now the hope is dashed.
And then, like you said, it's sad to tell your friends. They're like, because everybody was always asking, hey, are you going to find out soon? You think you're going to find out? Like, yeah, we're optimistic, we're positive, everyone's saying good things. Oh, yeah. Oh, mommy, daddy, they said no to us.
Yeah, telling my parents was really hard. I think it was harder to tell my family than friends, because all of our friends are sort of in this industry.
Yeah,
they know what it means to like, oh, you guys shot your pilot, and like, you're going to move on to the next project, and it's all going to be fine. But like my family, they're like, this is your TV show, and if it doesn't go, then you fail and you have to move home or something.
Right. They're like, wait, so what now? Like, they didn't like it? It wasn't good? It's like, no, it was good. It was just that there was also other factors in it sometimes.
Well, geez, I'm sorry. What are you going to do? There's nothing. Now you're like screwed, huh? Like, no, we'll still go. We'll get like meetings and we'll write, and we have a pod. Like, that was the other, like, oh, what are you going to do? Like, oh, we're focused on the podcast. No matter how popular a podcast you have, it's not a good sentence to say, I'm just focused on my podcast right now.
Yeah. And I also feel, I hope that our fans aren't, I mean, I guess I understand that they'll be disappointed. I just don't want them to be upset or feel like we shortchange them. We do appreciate, like, the only reason we got this far, or one of the main reasons we got this far, is because of our built-in fan base.
Yeah.
Like, people,
well, that's our show is on a very interesting trajectory, because I don't even know how much we like told people like it moved to True TV, but that's because it actually died at TBS. Like, remember the whole green light Jake and Amir hashtag?
Yeah.
TBS didn't necessarily pay attention to that as much as we wanted them to.
Right.
They definitely registered, but they like, it didn't help us.
And then, but what did help?
No, it did help us, but not in this. All right. So TBS passed on our script.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, usually that's it for everybody. But because of the Greenlight Jake and Amir movement, that was what True TV like responded to. And they were like, these guys have this built-in fan base, so we're going to give them a shot. So the only reason we got to film our pilot is because of the fans.
Right. So you guys took us so far, and we were hoping to be able to, once we're on the 1 yard line,
You threw us the alley-oop, and we smashed it against the rim.
We got this. I'm a goal line back, and we were stuffed 3 times and then missed a field goal. And we're like, oh, shit. Sorry about that. It's like when a kicker misses a last-second field goal, and he, like, walks around and looks at all, like, the real football players, like, fellas, you know how it goes. We'll get them next time. It's like, yeah, I'm actually a fucking superstar athlete. I made some pretty insane catches. You're 5'9", 130 pounds, and you missed a kick.
A lot of pressure on the kicker. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, guys, there's a lot of pressure on us. And we did do our best job, and we are proud of what we wrote, and we are proud of what we shot, and we think it looks really good, and we are still really happy with it. Unfortunately, as it goes sometimes, some of the funniest people and some of the funniest pilots don't end up going because there's so many like outside factors. This is me talking to myself late at night after I was like bummed and depressed about it. It's like, it's okay. Sometimes my friend wrote me an email. He's like, listen, every like buddy that you like in Hollywood, all the funniest people like Tina Fey and all these people, Amy Poehler, all had pilots that didn't go.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it works. You don't shoot one shot and you're like, well, that's my career. I missed one shot. Right. It's like, yeah, you have that. You write a script and that doesn't go. Then you may shoot a pilot and that doesn't go. You do that 2 or 3 times and then one does happen. And then you can even have a show on TV that nobody watches. Some people have shows for a season and then they go away and you're like, what happened? You're like, oh, my show was on TV. And they're like, oh, I don't really remember that.
And you can have shows that are like super popular. Like Steve Levitan had Modern Family. It was like the #1 show, and he pitched another show, went to pilot, and that didn't get picked up.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't pick up a Steve Levitan show?
Yeah, he's already proven himself, sirs.
He has the best show on TV.
But that's sort of the business that we've chosen for ourselves. It's hard, but it'd be harder is doing literally any other occupation.
Yeah, like being a teacher.
Yeah, that would be really difficult.
Right?
You don't have to deal with the stresses of having shows being picked up and not, and decisions being made out of your control, but you do have to teach children for
every day, and
9 months out of the year.
7.
Yeah, that's really hard too.
Like lesson plans and stuff. Or like being a doctor, the stakes are pretty high there.
So silver linings. One. Well, this is, like we said, we found out several months ago. So we've been through all the stages of grief. first we were shocked, then we were mad, and we're like, wait, why didn't True pick up our show? Our show was so good. Our web series got more views than their TV shows. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? True TV gave us the opportunity to begin with, so I can't be mad at somebody giving me a shot and then it didn't happen. And then I'd be like, how dare you guys not give us 2 shots?
Yeah. Still the how dare they?
Yeah, absolutely. And silver linings. One, whenever stuff like this happens, I like to imagine like 3 years from now being like, oh my God, that was actually the best thing that ever happened to us because that allowed us to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
It's hard to think about X, Y, and Z right now because it hasn't happened yet.
Because we're still on W.
Yeah, we're still on W, X, Y, and Z. So W didn't go, but then I want to hopefully get to a place where it's like, okay, now that we have free time, now that what have we learned? Now we have free resources and effort at our disposal. Let's create more. Let's see what we can do after Jake and Amir. That was 8, 9, 10 years of our lives.
Right.
We learned a ton. Now maybe we can start doing something else. Maybe if Jake and Amir didn't exist, or I shouldn't say that, but with Jake and Amir in our rearview mirror, what can we create that's new based on what we've learned so far?
This is us like bombing a pitch meeting.
So anyways, it's 2 cactuses and it's stop motion.
And one's a doofus, the other is sarcastic.
And we do have ideas. We have a lot of things percolating that we are excited about.
I mean, even when we were making Jake and Amir, we were still like developing other ideas. And Jake and Amir just always had first position because it had been like on the docket the longest.
Yeah.
And like we had been meeting with these networks and stuff about it, but there were always other ideas.
And now we have the time to put, energy, effort, and resources to creating other ideas.
So hopefully you guys hear more about those soon.
And I don't know. We still love the internet, and like TV is really fun because when you get a TV show, it still has a lot of clout. Like, oh, I'm on television.
Yeah.
But the internet still excites us because, one, we have like complete control over like what we make. Like our podcast gets listened to more than some TV shows.
Right.
But for whatever,
we don't have to give it to anybody for notes.
Right. Notes are fun but difficult at the same time. But it does kind of feel like for 8 years we were pushing a rock up a hill, and then like at the last second we let go and it fell all the way back down. And we're like, shit, God damn it. It took us so long to create that. And now it's at the bottom of a fucking hill.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's more like the rock fell forward down a hill. So it didn't go all the way back down.
We got it to the top of I feel like we got it to the top of the hill, and then we pushed it down. Like we let
Forward,
it go to see where it would end up. And then like it fell into the ocean and sunk to the bottom. And we were like, oh, that's not coming back.
No.
But you know what? We trusted the universe, and the rock didn't necessarily fall into like I don't know where the rock was ideally gonna go, and like why you really push a rock up a hill to begin with.
Of course, it was more of a metaphor than anything else.
But like, was Sisyphus ever like, why do I have to?
Well, that's, I guess, and we're talking philosophically about why do we do anything. At the end of the day, it's just
money,
about
recognition,
cash.
Absolutely,
Cash we want king. Cash for that,
and change is God.
Oh, mercy. Oh my God, I'm
crying.
I'm dying, which is like crying, but even worse if you can imagine. So that's the sort of full story. Frequently asked questions. Can we see the pilot? Another sad answer. It appears as if since True paid for it, they own it, so we can't release it.
Yeah, we've asked.
We made this show for them, and they took it, and they can do with it whatever they wish.
It'd be cool if they released it.
Sure.
We can ask again.
Sure.
But it's not necessarily up to us.
But like a lover that's been broken up with, I feel like the only way to truly get over it is to sink our teeth into something new.
Yes.
And
which is why we got the podcast network.
Right.
We've got
oh shit.
Fuck my ass.
Then that's the goal right now, is to create other stuff to occupy our creative talents and abilities.
I think we still got the same sensibilities. We still find each other funny. I don't want to say we're still funny. I'm
Yeah.
still funny.
To me.
It's like the saddest thing to say into the mirror.
I'm actually still funny. And what was I going to say? Oh, right. Another silver lining is that, God damn it, it was just in my brain. What were you saying? We're still funny. Yeah, that's true. Not
We're
want to
still
say
funny.
We're still funny.
We have the same sensibilities. We're going to create something. That's
create
like
something
Jake and Amir,
new.
but not Jake and
Oh,
Amir.
yeah. Another silver lining is the fact that I really like the way the Jake and Amir web series ended. So the fact that there's no TV show, it gives it a clean and definite ending. Whereas, like, if that was the ending of the web series and then there was also, like, a TV show that lasted 8 episodes,
Right.
it would have been kind of murky.
Yeah, that's true.
So I like Jake and Amir is now a self-contained online volume, which is sort of how it started, and then I feel like it's an appropriate ending for it.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, rather than, like, having it go on to do some other kind of mediums, I feel like it
Like Saved by the Bell, the college years. that
Yeah.
just had
or like
Zack
the
and
Entourage
Screech.
movie.
Right.
Yeah. it's
Well, that
like-
was dope.
Well, obviously the
You gotta
Entourage
understand,
movie.
Turtle is like rich.
He's so rich. But now it's about, like, if that was our office, what's our extras, what's next? And that's what we're most excited about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, most people's favorite comedians don't just do one thing forever and that's it.
Hopefully, yeah, we can do what's our Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Larry David made a great show, and then
That's right, we're comparing Jake and Amir to Seinfeld.
yeah, in terms
And
of
ourselves
it,
to Larry David.
in terms of it being good and internationally renowned. But it's what's now? If Jake and Amir was our 20s, we're excited about what our 30s, and this podcast is actually giving us a ton of ideas, just because, like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're constantly raking in psyches of 15 to 35-year-olds and their biggest insecurities and their biggest questions and their biggest concerns.
These emails are just like a case study on millennials in general.
Right.
So it's definitely, it's giving us a lot of fodder, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm most excited about, is turning our new time to create something like Jake and Amir, but completely different.
And I might be a carpenter's apprentice.
What's that?
I've always been interested in woodworking, and comedy's not panning out. So I might be into, like, building porches and gondolas.
Gondolas?
Yeah, dude.
So you're talking about, like, a wooden floor or, like, a giant cable car?
Yeah, a gondola, a porch, a gazebo, just some sort
Two
of...
of those three make sense, but the gondola feels so like a marvel
Maybe
of
a
modern
gondola
technology.
is the same thing as a gazebo in my head.
I see. So in your mind, a gondola was just a wooden little
This is why I
giant
need the
birdhouse.
fucking apprenticeship, dude. So I can learn.
I think I can probably help you out, at least with the definitions part.
A gondola, yeah, is not what I want to make.
Right. Sir, just to start things out, I used to do comedy. A gondola is not what I want to make. And just know that I'm interested in woodworking.
Can I see your saw, man?
Jeez Louise. All right. You want to answer a question? Or should we take a break? Like that'll cleanse us.
Yeah, let's take a nice little break.
It's a little early, but we'll take a break. Thank a few more people. We'll come back. We'll answer some real fucking questions.
Yeah, dude.
And honestly, you guys, don't give up on us, because, like, this is when we need you the most. Like,
Christ.
holy shit, everyone's leaving.
It's so weird. Now we have processed it. Now I have to fucking rethink about the dumbass pilots.
Well, well, for the listeners and our fans, this is the first time they're hearing about it. Remember how we felt for the first half hour, just like dazed.
Yeah.
Like we were confused and sad and angry. It's such a weird feeling. Just be like, they didn't pick it up. What are you talking about?
All those calls all day.
Yeah, we worked so hard for years on this thing. Why would they not give us a chance
What are
to
you
make
talking
it?
about?
Was it not good to them? Did they not like it? Is it not good? Did we just lie to ourselves? I think it was good, but then again, every time someone makes a pilot, whether it's good or bad, everyone says this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's quote unquote optimistic because that's what you have to be. You have to be happy and positive.
Maybe in a couple years we'll like meet some True TV executives at some like event, and we'll all be drunk, and like we'll be successful with something else,
Right.
and we'll be like, so tell us the truth about Jake and Amir. Like, obviously it doesn't matter now. We've got the #1 show on NBC.
Friends too.
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Thank you as well to Leesa, Leesa.com, for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah, y'all like sleeping?
Yeah, everybody has to sleep. You spend roughly a third of your life on a mattress.
Might as well make it a Leesa. Bad boy.
That's right. Might as well make it one of the best mattresses out there for the most affordable price. The mattresses that Leesa makes are crafted with 3 unique layers of foam, including 2 inches of memory foam, 2 inches of cool latex foam called Avena that's perforated to keep you cool as the other side of the pillow. Don't go into an old mattress store and sleep around and say, oh, maybe this one feels
Sleep
good,
around.
maybe this one
What do you
doesn't
mean
feel
sleep
good.
around with like people in the store?
Yeah, like hooking up with the various workers there.
That's cool, actually.
If you're looking for a mattress this holiday season, look no further than Leesa, Leesa.com. The mattresses start at $525, and there's always free shipping. But you guys want some extra juice, some extra scratch, some
you
extra Skrilla.
selfish little babies.
So why don't you go to Leesa, Leesa.com/ifIwereYou. That's Leesa.com/ifIwereYou to get $75 off your first order.
It's a big chunk of change off a mattress.
Mm-hmm. Shop around. You won't find a better deal. You won't find a better mattress. And now, if you purchase that mattress with our coupon code, send us that receipt to ifiwereyoushow@gmail.com, and we'll give you a personalized shout out next time Leesa sponsors one of our episodes.
I'm down. Yeah, I could shout somebody out.
Good. I hope you should, and I hope you will. And thank you guys for checking out Leesa, Leesa.com/ifIwereYou. Next time you need to buy a mattress, maybe your current mattress is out of date. Maybe you're moving and you don't want to deal with lugging around a new mattress or an old mattress from one place to another.
Yeah, that's a baller move.
Yeah, you get rid of the old.
I throw out this old mattress because you've had it since college. Mm-hmm. You had it for a minute.
It's stained. It's heavy.
Let's dump that mattress. You don't need to worry about moving it. You just buy a new one. It's going to come right to the door.
And that's Leesa, Leesa.com. Thank you as well to ClubW.com for sponsoring this episode. We're talking about vino. What better way to celebrate the holidays than with some wine?
Loving that wine, that vino.
Red wine.
Yeah, stay close to me.
And it's hard to get red wine to stay close to you because you don't know.
Red
Right.
wine.
1 second. Because you don't know which bottles to buy. You walk into a store and you're just overwhelmed with the variety and the choices. I don't know if I like it dry. I don't know if I like it wet. I don't know if I like it sour, sweet. What the heck?
Does this wine have legs? What the fuck are legs?
What's a tannin? What isn't
mossy
a tannin?
on the back end, the front end, on
I'm
the
feeling
nose.
cassis fruit. Well, if you go to ClubW.com and answer us 6 simple questions, their algorithm creates a palate profile just for you. So you can educate yourself and find out exactly what wine you like. You just answer their questions and they'll tell you what you like. And then to make matters better, they'll send the wine directly to your door. And it's perfectly customized for your taste. This is a great gift, not only for yourself, but for somebody in your life that loves wine. Mm-hmm. And if you go to ClubW.com/ifIwereYou, you'll get 50% off your first order, which is basically like a free bottle of wine.
Can I just talk to you about, you say, I feel like ever since you've been saying .com, and like since we started doing these ads, every single ad, if everybody is listening, just go back to all the ads.
A supercut is what we need.
You say come instead of
.com?
come. You've said come every single time.
.com.
Yeah.
ClubW.com.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you don't think I've ever said .com?
No, you've been saying .com every single time.
ClubW.com. What was that?
That was come.
And not come.
Yeah, not come. But every other time-
ClubW.com.
Yeah, that was come.
That was come.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just on autopilot mode thinking about just
Juicing.
drenched in semen.
Yeah, dude. We all wish.
Anyway, back to the ad.
It's Saturday.
Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your money. Go to clubw.com/if-I-were-you. 50% off your first order.
What a great domain extension.
Just for porn. That's clubw.com/if-I-were-you. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. Guys, thanks for supporting our sponsors by checking out their product. You make us look good. All right, let's get back to the show. Hey, we're back.
All right. Who's having a good day?
It's just that 100 industry, do you spend so long on something and it just gets flat out rejected?
Yeah.
Like,
gross.
imagine being just like, I don't know, a hairdresser, and for 3 years you've been working on a haircut, and then somebody just says, sorry, we don't want it.
You
And
never
have
get to
start
do
from
that haircut
scratch.
again.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Just something to think about.
Anywho.
Shall we answer some questions?
Yes, I think we threw a pity party and the party is over.
Yeah.
I think so.
Guys, get over it. We'll still do shit. This isn't the end of me and Jake. It's just the end of our web series with the same exact name.
So funny if we ended the podcast today too.
Yeah. Oh, this is. Oh shit. We should have mentioned that earlier too. This is the last podcast as well.
Yeah, the numbers just aren't really.
Just kidding. We now have more time to dedicate to this podcast more than ever. Expect bigger things coming and HeadGum to grow, and we can sink our teeth into that whole thing, creating videos and more podcasts and more shows
dude.
and more episodes.
Yes, dude.
What about giving the names of these people?
Oh, how about the names and addresses of True TV executives?
Oh, okay. So for I was going to say the names of people that helped us create the show.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah. So, for example,
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms, executive producer, could not have done this without him. Got this far because of him.
The Godfather, folks.
Lended his invaluable insight and wisdom throughout the whole process. Ed Helms writes, "Hey guys, love the show, and I'm writing in for a third time. I'm a 19-year-old sophomore in college, and I'm a virgin. I'm not the most social guy, but I have also never had an issue having conversations with girls. I just re-listened to episode 95 in which you answered a question about a girl who was a virgin and was wondering if she should tell a guy she's about to have sex with that she's a virgin. I have the same question, but for a guy. If I'm in a situation where I'm about to have sex, should I tell the girl that I'm a virgin? And if not, and I ejaculate too soon, how do I remedy this situation? Sorry for the long email, and I hope you guys can get to it." Wasn't a long email.
Yeah.
But love, Ed Helms.
So, first of all, I wonder what kind of advice we gave the girl.
I think if I remember correctly, actually I don't remember. Would you say tell somebody or not?
My guess,
Well, it's funny because
like the way I feel right now, I mean, I always just say whatever I'm thinking, like in the moment. Like I don't know if I like, but I don't think you have to tell anybody.
Right.
So I'd imagine that I said that to the girl.
You just especially, do you think it's any different for a guy or girl?
No, I don't. I don't think there's.
But with a girl, I think there was a little bit of a difference because there's the hymen breaking and the bleeding and all that issue.
Well, that's actually not necessarily true.
Oh, it's not?
Well, I mean, like your hymen can break pretty easily before you lose your virginity.
But what if it doesn't, and then you have it, and then there's lots of blood, and then it's like, oh, the proof is in the red pudding. Is it okay that I call a hymen breaking or really any female menstruation red pudding?
It's okay with me, but
Okay,
I think it should.
That's fine. That's all I need to.
Definitely.
All I want to
okay.
know is that if it's okay with you.
I mean, as long as you're comfortable knowing it might not be okay with
Yes.
lots of other people. Do you know
Yesterday
what
I got into Mother's red pudding.
Oh, that's fine.
It's
actually.
been
I really like that.
it's curdled.
I think that I just like. It's not that big of a deal to lose your virginity.
I wish your hands weren't down your pants right now while you were talking about this.
Yeah,
You're
you're right.
squeezing your dick while you answer this question.
Right.
You're just
I'm actually
talking
not
about
squeezing
it.
my dick. It's my balls.
You're squeezing your balls as if like it's some sort of weird like fortune telling thing. You're like, actually, let me see what I should do.
Yeah, I don't know what
I'm
I said
gonna
last time. Balls. Tell me.
I'm going to squeeze my balls, open my mouth, and then the answer will come out.
My balls.
As recorded audio.
I think you'd have to tell anybody.
Do not.
I would probably not. If you're worried about like coming too early or like seeming really inexperienced and having somebody be like, "Wow, you don't know what you're doing," you could say like, "Well, that was my first time," and people usually. I feel like if you had sex with somebody and said that was your first time afterwards, they might make a little bit of a big deal about it.
So would you lie and be like, "No, I've had sex once before"?
Yeah, maybe I would just be like, I haven't done this a lot,
Yeah, like 0.
Right. Well, I probably won't get into it that much, but yeah. Maybe you just say like, oh, when I was like a couple of years ago, like when I was in high school, my high school girlfriend or whatever. But I'd probably lie about that.
Yeah.
Also, if you come too early, if that's your only concern, then I think you can always at least once or twice smooth over coming too early by saying like, you just turned me on so much, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And like usually if you are so excited that you come early, like, and you're also 19, you could probably fuck a couple more times. Like your dick's gonna get hard again pretty quick.
Right, and that second and third time, you'll be lasting much, much, much longer.
Yeah. So just like, you're good.
Yeah, it's coming too early is not like a virgin thing. So you don't have to be like, whoa, oh my God, I'm a virgin. Sorry, I've been outed.
Right. I'm 30 and I still come too early sometimes.
Yeah. And you're not, are you a virgin though?
Well,
my high school girlfriend.
Why don't you check out my hymen, dude?
Whoa, that's awesome, dude. Red pudding, bro. I love it.
Jesus Christ.
So you would say, you don't have to tell anybody you're a virgin. I would agree with that. And then ejaculate too soon, remedy the situation. You turn me on. Oh my God, I can't believe how quickly that happened. Yeah. God, I couldn't fucking contain myself.
I think people always, like, even though it's like not necessarily satisfying to somebody else, like if you say I came too early because I'm so attracted to you, no one could like really be mad.
That's better than not being able to come at all.
Yeah, because then if somebody's like, whoa, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, and it's like, nothing's wrong with you. If anything, it's too good, too fast, too soon. So it's new, but it's exciting. And when it happens, you're going to fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Can't wait for Ed Helms to lose his virginity.
Yeah, man.
All right. Do we have a lady's name?
Marcy Patterson.
Marcy, our line producer, first hire of the Jake and Amir TV show, assembled an amazing team. Yeah. Helped us create the show.
Hardest working person on the entire set, probably.
Dealing with logistics that we couldn't even begin to understand. Writes, I found out my boyfriend and his friends send each other dirty pictures of girls they find on social media, and they all talk about how hot they are and how they want to bang these girls. They also tell each other every time they see some girl that they want to have sex with. Like when he was recently in Vegas, he was telling them about all the girls out there that he was seeing and wanted. My question is this normal or acceptable? It makes me very uncomfortable that 1, he's talking about other girls sexually, and 2, he's talking about girls in a degrading way. I know guys all look at other girls, but where should we draw the line? I've tried talking to him about it, but all he says is, we're guys. We're gonna act like guys. One more point is, he hasn't been completely faithful in the past. Can you help a girl out? Keep seizing that cheese. Marcy Patterson.
Interesting. I feel like I was on this guy's side all the way up until the fact that he cheated on her.
Yeah.
Like I am totally cool with like you being sure, being attracted to other people, letting your boys know like, oh, that girl's hot, that kind of thing. But then like, and it's weird that he's telling his girlfriend anything.
Yeah. How does she find out?
Like I think that's the weirder part to this whole thing.
There's always, guys are sort of scumballs. Like, nobody would like me if they saw me hanging out with just 2 guy friends that I really, really like.
We bring out the worst in each other. But, like, that's not us 100% of the time. It's just when you're with a bunch of other guys. Everybody, like...
We ramp it up.
You sink and you sink and you sink and you sink. And I think the weird thing is that I would never tell a girlfriend of mine, like, everything that my guy friends talked about. Well,
now we're giving the advice to the guy.
We keep these things separate. Well, I mean, yeah, we think it's straight. She said, is it weird? We think it's weird that he's telling you, especially given the fact that he's cheated on you. Like hey, guys are going to be guys. We're going to talk about the girls that we want to fuck. Also, I did fuck one.
that was a mistake, and the rest of the time is just me chatting about it.
Yeah, I'll send pictures of girls that we wish we could fuck on social media, etc., etc. One time I cheated on you. Why are you making a big deal about this?
Oh, mercy. So I would say, where do you draw the line? I would say you can draw the line at actually acting on his sexual impulses.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you should tell him to stop talking to you about some of this stuff. Like, if he's telling you that he was telling his friends about girls that he wanted to have sex with and that he saw in Vegas, like, hey, don't share some of this stuff with me.
But
if you want to, like, fuck with him, though, you should start doing the same exact thing.
Yeah,
because this guy sounds like he's just a little bit of a tool bag, so...
I don't want this to be like dudes can talk about this stuff, but chicks can't. I think guys should talk about this stuff with other guys, and girls should talk about fucking other guys with other girls.
Right. But if the part where this guy's being a tool bag is by telling his girlfriend that he's talking about this stuff.
Or maybe she found out. I don't know. How else can you find out?
But, like, she should tell him that she's talking about guys that she wants to fuck with her girlfriends. And then I feel like he'll be like, okay, I actually dislike that a bit.
Yeah.
And then at the very least, he will stop sharing with you that he's talking about that stuff with the guys. This is just things that you don't bring into a relationship. It's kind of who you're attracted to.
It's hard to tell a guy to change his ways when he's with other guys. That's like a difficult predicament to put somebody in.
That's like this is just like an ignorance is bliss type thing. You're like, fine, do your thing with your guy friends. Don't cheat on me and don't tell me about the girls that you want to hook up with. I don't want to know that.
Everything else is kosher.
Yeah, so like if you want to go and like tell your guy friends what girls are hot, that's fine, but just don't tell me that you're doing it. And then also, you cheated on me, so I think she should probably break up with him for that.
It is weird because I don't want to be like this guy. I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck between, like, I don't want to tell this girl to just fucking relax, but at the same time, like, guys sending pictures of girls that they find on social media and saying how hot they are and how they want to bang them. Like, is that okay for a guy to do?
I don't think there's like anything wrong with it necessarily. I don't know exactly the pictures that they're sending to each other and all that, but yeah, I think it's pretty normal behavior for boys and girls to like talk about members of the, or opposite sex or same sex.
Yeah, totally. I can't stress how much we're gay friendly, 420 friendly, cat friendly, dog friendly.
But I think like all that is normal. Like, telling your friends who you want to fuck. The part that really grinds my gears, is that they're having these conversations with each other. Boyfriend and girlfriend should not necessarily talk about this.
Right.
Unless they're in some sort of open relationship where they're like down for it.
All right. There you have it.
So we don't have to tell her to relax, but we should probably, I feel like I want to tell the dude to like, yo, quit narking. Like this, he's got loose lips. That's what I'm saying.
And loose lips think ships. That was just a tweet I had once.
Nice.
It's not just about the rejection of the pilot. It's just like there's an undertone of like when I tell people, they're like, "Oh, you failed. It wasn't funny enough. It wasn't good enough."
Do you really feel
and
like
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you feel like people think that?
Whether they don't think it consciously, it has to be part of it. Like, listen, we made this project, we made this item, we made this thing, and it wasn't deemed good enough.
See, that's
and they're like, so you're not good enough in some way.
I don't ever feel that. The thing that bothers me is when I tell people and then I can instantly feel them trying to cheer me up.
Yeah.
And I just want to be like, I don't need to be cheered up. Like, I got it.
Which makes you seem even sadder.
Right, well, I would never say that. But yeah,
Right.
that's like, so I say, no, it didn't happen. And they're like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Well, like this, and this. I'm like, look, I know. And I just, I go along with it. But in my head, I'm like, I've had this in my head for like months.
Right.
I've all these things that you're reassuring me, I've reassured myself. And like they could never understand like all the tiny little things in my life that like, I don't know, that make up the big mosaic of who I am.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to give anybody that like level of intimacy in any one moment. I just want to be like, the pilot didn't get picked up. I'm fine with it. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
But doesn't happen.
All right. Another question. Let me look for a good one, actually.
It's a nice idea.
All right. Another lady's name.
Another lady who helped on our pilot, Ashley Rubin.
Oh, hell yeah. Ashley was our post-production coordinator. And she specifically writes, or at least someone we're calling Ashley Rubin writes, so I met this guy on a Halloween bar crawl. He was a friend of a friend's boyfriend, and through the night we made out in different places and, had a good time. Hand jobs were made. We exchanged Snapchats and kisses goodbye, and for the entire week we chatted every day. We meet up for a beer on Friday night the week after. We had a good time. He laughed. I laughed. We ended the night with a passionate French kiss. We snapped every day for the next week as well. Saturday that next week, we meet up for a coffee. He told me a bunch of deep shit about his friends, who went through some drug problems and all. Through that coffee date, we held hands, kissed, had a good time, kissed goodbye, and snapped every day for the next week. Our snap is on fire. The Sunday the next week, we meet up, sit down at a bar. We had some fries. The night ended up at my place. We stayed up all night talking. We slept with arms and legs around each other. We snapped for the entire week after that. Meet up on
10,000 words.
Meet up on a Saturday. This time my friends are there, and his friends are there. Fun night. Night ended up with me going home with him and his friends to his friend's apartment. We had some more beers, made some more jokes, danced a little. He followed me to the subway, and we kissed goodbye. Snapped. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, but not Saturday. And now for the last 2 days, I was the one who sends the first snap. I was the one making the jokes. It felt like he was getting distant. So I thought, if he wants to get down, he must send the first snap. And he never did. From every single day to absolute silence. It's been 5 days now. I like this guy. He had brown, thick, curly hair, the smile of an angel, the body of a Greek god. So what happened? What should I do? I'm kind of pissed that he destroyed our snap fire. That was low of him. Love, Ashley Rubin.
Yeah, dude.
She was describing the beginning of an excellent relationship.
The dude disappeared like a Snapchat itself.
Yeah, the ghost emoji ghosted.
Interesting. Yeah, he just doesn't like her anymore.
Right.
So that's annoying.
So why all the other good stuff?
I think that's just like modern dating. Like you're fire and then you're
ice.
charcoal.
Breakups always sort of happen out of the blue for one other person.
Right.
Because it's hard to be mean to someone for the third, fourth, and fifth date. Like, I'm my best version of myself when I'm with somebody. That means it seems outwardly that it's going great. What am I going to, roll my eyes, not smile at jokes, not laugh, not pretend to do this,
Right.
not be polite? I'm my best version date 5, 6, 7, 8. And then at a certain point, I feel like I don't want to lie anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be polite anymore. I want to be my true self, which is not necessarily be dating this other person.
Right.
So I'll have to be like, sorry, this is going well, but I don't want to do this anymore. And then oftentimes it's like, wait, what are you talking about? We had such a great time. It seems so perfect. We snapped.
Oh, I wasn't having any fun.
Yeah, what I was doing was lying more and more and more and more to the point where I can't quite be that person anymore.
Yeah, but I would say that this isn't necessarily like this guy was growing more and more distant from this girl. Like he also might, it sounds like he's a fucking hottie, so maybe some other girl just came in, he got super into that, It's so hard with new relationships because you don't know at all what the other person's going through. He's going through something completely different than you. Right.
And so frequently those two things don't line up. The odds of them lining up are so small. That's why not everybody in the world gets married to somebody that they date.
Right.
But the odds of you marrying someone are like 1 in 100, 1 in 500 or whatever.
The testing thing is always funny to me too. Like she's like, she liked him. She was sending the first snaps. She was sending the first jokes. And then she's like, you know what? I won't send it. And that's always a really dangerous game. To be like, I'm going to see if he contacts me first.
Yeah.
Because then he doesn't.
And then what?
And you've really built up the fact that he's going. And like, I bet every single day is just the longest day. You like look at your phone, you're like, what the fuck is going on? So I think if you fuck somebody, I don't think there should be any like qualm about sending a text or sending a snap or whatever.
And you would say, even if I'm the one initiating it over and over and over, that's fine?
I mean, it depends on what you're getting back. If you're getting...
It is a kind of a good litmus test because it did show her. Like, she's like, I'm not going to snap first and see what happens. Oh, he's not interested.
Yeah.
Now I know.
It's a little dickling. It's a little Hurwitz of him.
Yeah.
I'll tell him that right now.
Because that's maybe what he was hoping. If she stops, I'll stop. And then it's like, oh, we both ghosted each other. When in fact, he was the one that was doing the ghosting.
Yeah. You're never... I really hope, wherever he is, I hope he's not like, oh, I'm off the hook. She didn't text me.
Of course, that's what he
first.
thinks.
Yeah, but obviously that's... Like, you know when somebody likes you. And you know when they're waiting. You just have to... You just... I mean, you don't have to... No one's like making you snap this girl. But at the very least, you should be like, all right, I probably hurt her. That wasn't ideal of me to do.
Yeah, it seems like this is trending towards the girl reaching out one last time. Like, hey, I really like hanging out with you. Let me know if you want to do the same with me. And then he'll either complete the ghost and not respond to that, which is bad.
That's real bad.
Or he'll be like, yeah, sorry, I guess I'm just not feeling it anymore.
This is... Well, you're taking this guy's side because he is you.
Yeah, I am a Snapchatter.
You are the guy that you stop texting. You're like, oh, you didn't text me, so I didn't text you.
Right.
I'm in the right.
But then I feel bad because it's like, what's... I'm just talking about myself, not through this guy. Like, am I to have to, quote unquote, break up with somebody? Like, after like 4 dates? Do I have to like email her and be like, listen, this isn't going out well for me. I don't really like you like that.
Yeah. No,
and then she's like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, you could have just stopped Snapchatting me and I would have been fine.
It's really a case-by-case basis because some people would rather be ghosted and then some people would rather you be honest.
Which is what like came up on our podcast last week. Like, some people prefer like the polite, you don't have to sit me down and talk to me. I already feel like the rejection. Let me just at least like convince myself.
Let me get ghosted and I don't have to like have this uncomfortable exchange with you.
Yeah.
And then somebody else is like, hey, you need to just tell me what's what so I can stop thinking about it.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. There's not really a right answer because it's really all like, was the other person prefer and what do you prefer?
And I've done both. I've quote like broken up or had to send an email to someone like after like 2 dates, and then some people like, wait, why did you like break up with her? Like you could have just
the two
said
examples
nothing.
that I'm thinking of, you did the wrong thing each time.
Right, like the first time I shouldn't have said anything,
and then
but I felt like
you
she was
should have
expecting me to reach out, and if I didn't, then I didn't want to be an asshole. I'm always thinking which one will get the lady to think that I'm not an asshole.
Yeah, and I think the very like just the fact that you're thinking those thoughts makes you not an asshole.
Yeah, but then at a certain point, it's like it's a little bit selfish to be like, which one will make you like me? Like, I don't give a shit if you want me to say nothing or you want me to say something. I'll do it. Just tell me which one you want me to do.
Yeah, but that's like sort of a win-win because you want them to like you, but like them liking you is them being the least hurt. So it's sort of like it's ultimately nice, even though that's not necessarily your primary intention.
Right. Another example of like doing something that's kind of rude, but I feel like it's actually beneficial and helpful is a lot of times I hear the advice of like, it's better to ask a girl out in person than to like do it over text or over email, because that's like really passive and that's kind of wienery and kind of lame and kind of modern, like be a man and say it to her face.
Right.
But I think asking a girl out over text or email is nicer, because you're not like confronting her and putting her in a weird place where she has to like reject you or accept you instantly to your face.
Right.
If I'm staring at someone and be like, do you want to go out sometime? Like, what kind of weird position does that put her in?
They usually just say yes and then they bail later.
Right.
I think it almost just doesn't even matter at that point. If they like you, they'll like being asked out in any of those fashions. And if they don't like you, I guess they'd probably most like to not be asked out face to face.
Yeah.
But I think if you get the sense that somebody likes you and you ask them out face to face, they're pretty pumped on it.
But there's this old fashioned thing where it's just like you should ask someone out to their face. I also heard recently that it's nice to pick somebody up in your car rather than like, let's meet at this bar in an Uber.
Yeah, I'm all for that like second level confidence. Like, I don't think I would ever go up to somebody and be like, hey, I'd like to take you out sometime. But like, you know, you make friends. You're like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you set up a date, and then once the date is set up, then you be that like ultimate gentleman. Then you're like, I'll pick you up. I'll do whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah, pickup is, I don't know. I'm not 100% into the pickup either.
Well, we live in Los Angeles where it's like it makes more sense to meet in an Uber so you can both get drunk.
Right. But I mean, it always makes more sense to meet in an Uber so you can both get drunk. But like, some people would say like, no, we live in LA. It would
depends
be nice
what
to
the
get
date
picked
is.
up. It's a car culture. The date is a drive-in movie theater.
Right. So you have to take your date, and the Uber driver to the drive-in.
Yeah, so let me call an Uber. We'll pick you up, and Luis or Mario will just sit in the front while we watch.
Racist.
What?
Has to be Luis or Mario.
Luigi or Mario. Sorry, I just think most Italian plumbers end up driving for Uber.
Yeah, there's not a lot of plumbing to go around.
So I don't know. That's, I guess. What was this guy's specific question?
She's just mad for he like put out the snap fire.
What should she do?
I mean, nothing's happening. So I if I were her, I would continue don't reach out to him, except that it's over. He was sort of a little bit of a dickling, but that's okay. Try to meet somebody else.
There's always other humans. That's the best thing about being on Earth. There's more humans than just that one guy.
Yeah, there's more pilots. We'll be able to write again.
Yeah,
it's going to be fine.
TV still exists. The internet still exists. We can create stuff that doesn't have to be Jake and Amir. It can be something else. It can be something entirely new, something exciting, something that builds upon what we've known and learned. It just doesn't fucking make sense,
There
dude.
we go. Let it out.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, I have to promote that I went into my mom's podcast.
No, we don't have time for that.
Hey, guys.
Let's wrap this up.
The pilot is not picked up, but you can still hear me reading the Secret Life of Walter Mitty on my mom's podcast, which is called The Easy Chair.
Oh, that's
it's on
nice.
the HeadGum Network.
Your
HeadGum.com.
mommy's podcast.
My mommy's podcast.
Jake.
I'm her favorite guest. She actually admitted on this podcast that I was her favorite child.
Wow.
Or at least the favorite son.
Still
pretty good.
Still, she still shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
We're also on the Black Man Can't Jump podcast a week or two ago talking about White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
So if you like their episode on our show last week, we go on their show, and you can listen to that right now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. We appreciate it. We will continue making stuff, and we hope you continue watching and enjoying. This isn't the end. This isn't the end. This is not the end of us.
This is not the beginning either.
No.
This is the middle.
Oh, yeah, definitely not the beginning. Yeah.
Trust us, we are peaking.
Yeah.
Join us. It's going to be a nice long descent, baby, and you guys are going to be with us every step of the way.
Hey, what's the best part of a roller coaster? Am I right, folks? The precipitous drop. The opening theme song was written by Stop the Rock. You can listen to him on Steam or add him on Steam. I Filthy Casual. And this closing theme song is from Misha and Alex Scott. We'll be back next week and the week after and over and over and over. And
forever. Because True TV doesn't have any say on the fucking podcast.
And the shit, they just canceled our podcast.
How?
How is this legal? See y'all next week. Bye.
Thanks.
That was a HeadGum podcast.